What's up, brother?
What's going on?
How are you, man?
Doing pretty good, man. How about you?
Dude, feeling amazing to be in the United States of America.
You don't want to go back to Africa?
Oh, I do. But it's always like that weird, when you travel and it's like, it feels so good to go and you come back, you're like, man, I love where I live, you know?
Right. Dude, my year's been I've had this is probably the most I've ever flown, traveled this whole year, and I finished December 3rd was when I got back, and I was like, God, it's nice just to be home. So I definitely feel what you mean.
Totally get it, man. Well, dude, appreciate you being on, man. The funny part is this is the first time you and I have talked as far as like on Zoom, and we messaged and everything else. But I know I think it was with Dave is who you talked to when you came in.
Yep.
So, dude, I'm pumped for this. I remember when we talked, I said, dude, I cannot wait to do an interview with you, and here we freaking are, dude. So I don't want to try and tell your story. I don't even want to attempt. I just want them to hear it from the horse's mouth.
All right.
So yeah, why don't you guys, and that's why I wanted to preface, like, my title for today's stream is "What's Your Excuse?" So why don't you, Justin Holland, you have a nickname, or is it just Justin?
It's just Justin.
Not Senor, El Jefe.
Nah, nothing.
All right, that's cool. I'll come up with one. So, dude, tell these guys and gals and everyone listening to this, or that may listen to it, like, give them a little background, because you are anything but average, my friend. Go ahead and just give them the lay of the land.
Yeah. So first off, I do want to shout out to my business partner, Cody. He wasn't able to make it on because he's still out there working. We're getting there, but so yeah, shout out to him as well, because we actually have a very similar story. So I'm 27 years old, and in 2016, and Cody, it was the same year for him too. So in 2016, we both lost our eyesight. And so I was going to college for mechanical engineering. He lives in Georgia. He was going to college I can't remember what he's going for, but we were both going to school. And for me, I just randomly started losing my sight in one of my eyes. And I thought it was like, I need to go get glasses. I was playing basketball, pick up basketball with some friends, and I couldn't catch the ball. I was like, something's off. So I went to the eye doctor, and that's kind of how, like, long story short, that's how it all started. Was I was in college. Everything was normal. I was driving, all this stuff. And then in April of 2016, it took about 6 months, and I lost my sight. I can tell the lights are on in here, but I can't see anything. So yeah, so that's if you don't know me, I'm blind. Cody's visually impaired as well. We're both legally blind, and now we're starting a business together.
It's unbelievable, dude. And I have so many questions, but dude, the biggest thing is, like, just that's like the perfect entrance into this, of like, and that's one of the, like, I think about stuff like this, not specifically with your situation, but like anytime I go, like, travel, like I was just barely in Africa, right? And like, yeah. I look at like what it takes just to take a shower, right? You gotta draw the water out of the ground, and you gotta put bleach in it, and you gotta get a bucket, and you gotta find, and it's like, it's work, man. And we sit here and we complain about our backlinks and our content and our websites, and it's like, those aren't real problems, man. Those are little speed bumps. Those aren't roadblocks. So, dude, how mentally how did you take that mentally, bro? Like, when that first happened, because you seem like a super upbeat, positive, and there's so many other things that you've been able to do, and you're not slowing down at all. But like, how did you mentally handle that? That's I think for most people would be a roadblock or a setback, but for you, sounds like just a speed bump. How did you handle that mentally, dude?
Right. Now, good question. For me, and I think Cody was kind of the same. Like, for me, fitness was it, man. Like, I moved back home from college to figure out what was going on. Like, why am I losing my sight? All that stuff. So while that was going on, fitness was one of the biggest things. So like, I just kept busy, and that's still like me today. But I will say though, like, me being me, yeah, I try to stay as positive as I can, but dude, there's still days, there's still weeks. It's still, it'll happen until the day that I die, I'm sure. Like, there's still those speed bumps, every single day. So, but for me, it's staying busy. I've gotta go. And so my mind's always going. So if I'm not busy, I would turned towards something that wasn't as productive, which was drinking. And I recently quit drinking, and that's like, man, it's like the I can see again, but not really. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
mentally, but yeah.
That's crazy. So, okay. So anyway, the whole point, guys, I'm trying to share here is, and we're going to get in, by the way, just to spoil everything. Justin and Cody, as a partnership, they have plugged in their first deal, and they have every reason. Like if you're somebody that's always looking for a reason, for an excuse of like, oh, well, I don't have a deal because of this. Like, talk about a reason. You guys could use that and as a crutch for everything, right? You could use that as a crutch for doing nothing. So, but I gotta know, dude, like, how do you do this, bro? Like, how do you message me, first of all?
Yeah.
How do you message me? Because like, it's like, do you speak text or what?
So there, I got a Gmail from Freemote. It's a coding thing. But yeah, you hear it. That's the way we do it. Everything.
Wait, so it just like plays it really fast? You can hear it?
Yes, I can.
65%, 60%.
So I can change it.
Messages, Safari, phone.
And you just swipe, like my computer does the same thing.
Actions, speaking rate.
Well, so you listen to what what you would normally be able to see, and then do you speak text when you respond?
No, so like the phone, you just swipe left and right and double tap. And so like when you're texting too, like you hold your finger over the letters and it'll say like A, B. And then when you get the letter, you can either tap it or just let off and it'll type for you. So basically it's called a screen reader. All like Mac has them. There's different kinds out there now. I mean, technology is amazing. I mean, it truly, like Google Ads, dude. I mean, I can go through, as far as tables, all that good stuff. So that's the, like, long story short, everything talks to me.
So what about building a website, dude?
So Cody has, like, he's legally blind. I mean, he can't drive or anything. He was completely blind, but he had a procedure, I believe, without getting too deep, that got him a little bit of his sight back. So Cody can see a little bit more than I can. So he handles he's the web guy. So that's why I said shout out to Cody, because I couldn't run this business. We couldn't do this. We're kind of a great team, but that are both legally blind. So
That's rad, dude. Good for you guys. And where are you based at right now, bro?
yes, I'm right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about Gastonia.
That's right. I've been to Charlotte multiple. Which little city are you in Charlotte or around?
I'm near Gastonia. I'm in Mount Holly.
Okay. Yeah, surprisingly, I know where that's at because I've been to Charlotte a few times. And what about him? Where's
small.
Cody at?
Cody's in a place called Dallas, Georgia.
Okay, he's in Georgia. Got it.
North of Atlanta.
So here's what I want to do is I want to talk about the deal that you got really briefly. And then, but I want to keep this more focused on like just your like mindset more than anything, because everyone in here knows how to get a deal, right? It's in the training, right? Like you follow the steps, you make the offers and you get deals, right? Like, and it doesn't matter. What's awesome about this is whenever I talk to people, I'm like, hey, I don't care if you speak English as your second language, if you're based in Australia, if you're a single mom, single dad, work full time, and now we could say we're blind.
If you're blind,
right? It does not matter, which it's insane that like, and it's funny, dude, is when we were talking, on Messenger, I remember like, I could just tell, I said to you, and I don't just say like that. I didn't say to you, hey, I can't wait for the case study or the interview because I was trying to like sell you. I was like, dude, I could just tell you were going to make it happen. But I guess I didn't think it would happen this quick. So kudos to you. And I know you're just getting started. So tell me really quick about the deal. Yeah, dude, like tell me about the deal. How like when you're when you're doing your due diligence, how the hell do you do due diligence?
Yeah, so same thing. Like right now, we're dialing in our processes since we got, two people trying to figure out what's going to be best, especially like coming up here for the New Year's after the holidays. We're about to, I can't wait for 2023. But yeah, so we're getting things dialed in. But the deal the deal that we closed, we should have more than one right now. So, and I'd like to hear your opinion on it too, though. So It's actually, it was a towing deal. The first one, so we started out in concrete and we were trying to stick close to home because the areas, but the weather, man, it's like, it's kind of hard right now. So we went from concrete and now we're focused primarily on tree service. And we wanted to get a few towing sites up just because I mean, it's like you call them, it's done. But I
Yep.
mean, it's not long term. We wanted that just to kind of get some cash flow. So we closed. And I saw in the group too, man. It's like we closed a dude for, what do we say, 230. Like I read a book. It's like I made the numbers sound like I came up with it strategically. But it was like it's like $950 a month for towing.
Dope, dude.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about towing actually is better in the winter, in the holiday season, because people are getting in more wrecks because they're drinking and getting to parties. Because I remember a year ago, our guy Borhan that's in this group, shout out to him, he was slaying towing and everyone's like, what the heck's going on? Towing is like one of those weird ones where during the holidays it actually picks up. So I think that's intelligent. And towing is also year round. So good on you, dude. So you got a towing deal. Tell me about like calling the business owner, going through the steps. Was there anything you had to tweak specific because of your situation and being, visually impaired and all that stuff?
I mean, so the screencast, we did it kind of janky. I mean, I recorded the
you're
audio.
You're like, hey, look at this. Can you see?
Yeah, I know I do. And I'm like, yeah, right here, we're going to do this. I'm just sitting here in this chair where you see me like recording the audio. I send the audio to Cody. Cody, like, he'll either him or his girlfriend will like punch in and like click on the stuff. So there's a few workarounds, like I said, but other than that, man, now like calling the business owner, I mean, that's, I'm in sales. That's what I've been doing over the past 5 years, is because if I can learn how to talk to people, it doesn't matter if I can see or not. I mean, yeah, there's disadvantages. I can't like necessarily, I don't know Braille, so I can't take notes, blah, blah, blah. But not for this place. It's in Dalton, Georgia. We went in, got a business on the hook, and it was kind of crappy, honestly, because the first one we sent him, they went out and the guy wasn't there because he was just impatient. But the greatest thing, talk about a pullback. So the dude was like, he was busy. He's a business owner. He's busy, but he kept like leading us on as far as like he missed the closing call, all this stuff. So we moved on, and we didn't know this at all. Like we didn't know, but we sent a lead to his competitor, and we screenshotted it when it was a $450 tow. Like it was this huge tow. And I just sent it to him. I said, hey man, look, I blurred out half the name, but he could still see the first name.
And he knew him?
He knew. He said, he called me right after I sent the text, and he said, is that so-and-so from Union Towing? I was like, yeah, you know him? He said, yeah, that's my competitor. We closed him. Yeah, so,
I love it, bro. So you ended up closing the very first guy.
Yeah, I didn't even really get on I closed him without a closing call, really. There was not much, like, once I sent him that, he's like, all right, let's do it. And it's been, I mean, we've been getting them good jobs ever since, and we're just trying to get our GMB verified with that madness right now. But
yeah, dude, towing's a tougher one too, with it just in general, before even with them not changing anything. But dude, the cool part is, just on that really quick, is like, I know a lot of people with GMB, they think it's the end all be all. Guys, until I discovered and just kind of clicked that I could just use the business owner for their address, I probably had 50% of my projects, 50% of my deals, I didn't even have a GMB. Like, I was just doing organic and ads, right? And so obviously in a perfect world, you have your ads, you have your Google My Business, and you have your organic. But I had tons of deals where I was making $1,000, $1,500 a month, no GMB. So don't let that stop you. Don't let that be the reason why you're like, oh my gosh, this business doesn't work. It's like, cool, Google's throwing us a curveball. Awesome. We're going to figure it out, because that's what we do. We're entrepreneurs, we're problem solvers. And if we can figure out how to freaking do deals and be visually impaired, we sure as hell can figure out how to do it with a GMB, a little hiccup type of thing.
We got a test that we're going to be doing. Because funny enough, Cody lives actually really close, or not really, but decently close to this business. So we're gonna test a few things over the next couple weeks, and hopefully our plan and idea is gonna be a workaround for this whole video verification thing.
I love it, dude. I love it. Well, dude, I want to get into a lot of the mindset stuff, because that's the whole purpose of this call. But I just wanted to ask the particulars of that deal, and just want to say, dude, I'm not surprised at all. Like I knew I could just tell that's why I wanted to ask you how you're messaging me, because I could tell in the tone of your text, at least the way I read it, that I'm like, dude, this guy's positive. He's going to make it happen. You just seem like the type that was like, I don't give a shit what, thing I've got. And so, yeah, dude, like talk to me about that, bro. How do you wake up? Oh shit. I think I just lost Justin. Can you guys still hear me? I think I just lost Justin. I'm going to resend him the link really quick. Hold on. He just popped off. Hold on 1 second here. We're just getting into the good stuff. Let me make sure his computer didn't die. Hang tight. Hang tight. Give me 1 second. Let me just go ahead and send him this real quick. All right, here we go. Lost ya, Justin. Yeah, guys, stick around. We're going to get into the mindset stuff. This is stuff I really want to dig into. This is fascinating to me. And I think any of us that plan on doing anything, let me see here. There we go. Okay. I sent him the link again. Guys, while we're waiting for him to jump back on, again, I'm going to go back to my question. What's your excuse, right? And I'm really hoping his computer didn't die and he can hop back on, but like, what is your excuse? And it's an interesting timing for Justin to be on, because I just barely came back from a country where everything is hard. Everything is hard. Getting water to do dishes is hard. Getting water to shower is hard. Getting electricity is hard. Getting gas, guys, to get fuel. We had to, by the way, the crazy part about this country, this is one of the poorest countries in the entire world. It's like top 3, top 5 poorest in the world. Guess what? Fuel, as I'm talking about gasoline, same price as it is in Utah. Same price. How is that even possible? How can fuel be the same price in a third world country as it is in freaking Utah? Shouldn't it be way lower the way that food is and some of these different things? Shouldn't that be the case? Okay, so the price of fuel is astronomical, right? So one of the days we're going to the village. And so the night before I gave the driver $100. I said, hey, go fill this thing up. And he said, okay, this is going to be interesting because there's a fuel crisis. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard that. No, he dropped us off right at dark. It's like 7:30. And he went directly to a filling station, AKA a gas station. And he waited in line from around 8 o'clock till 12:30. It was $100 to fill the car up, and he waited 4.5 hours to get his fuel. Guys, if you think that you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, it's so hard and I have to do another due diligence, and Google is so difficult, and are my ads, like I have to set up ads, and oh my God, guys, you're sitting at your house in your heat, in your hoodies, in your soft little Lululemon, and your beverages. And guys, these are not real problems. I need to drill that into your head. This is not real problems. Real problems is somebody like Justin, who has every excuse in the world to say, you know what, I'm actually, oh, here he is. I'm going to add him back in real quick. Hold on. Lost you, bro. Sorry about that.
Nah, it was me.
Oh, it's all good, dude. I took the chance to just rant, dude. I was like, what's your excuse? So yeah, dude. Okay. So here's the question I was going to ask you. Like, talk to me mentally, right? Every day that you wake up, and you know what? I can tell that you've gone through a lot of mental growth, because like you said, I heard you say this, I picked up on it. You said, I'll probably deal with this until the day that I die, right? It's not one of those things it's not like I'm going to wake up in 10 years and it's just going to go away. You are going to mentally battle those days of shit. I actually do have this thing I have to deal with. How do you mentally deal with that, bro? Because all the shit that everyone complains about in here with backlinks and the GMB, these aren't real problems. These are freaking fluff. You have a real problem. You have something you could actually use if you so choose to say, hey, this is why I'm not doing this, or this is why I'm not at this. You could use it as a crutch and nobody would blame you. Nobody would. No one would be like, yeah, you're right. You're an exception, but you're choosing not to. Mentally, how do you do that every day?
Yeah, so it's like you said, man, it's always going to be, and it really, like, the biggest thing that gets me is, for one, I got some pretty big goals of where I want to get in life. And so in order to get to that place, excuses aren't gonna, they're not gonna help me get there. So that's one thing. And always, like, the way that I always look at it, and you even said it when you used the examples in Africa, like I could go to Africa and say, yeah, maybe some of them people ain't blind, but like being blind, it sucks. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, some people's like, oh, but I will say this: if I had to go back and change going blind, I probably wouldn't, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And a lot of that is just going through, dealing with it, and learning from it. But also, it's really like, we all have excuses we could make. And when we look at, just like this business model, I could have looked at it and said, yeah, there's no way a blind person could do it. Or I could look at, okay, how can we make this work? Because I know that this could be a vehicle to get me to my goals, to make the money to start, so that's kind of how I look at it. And like, like I said earlier, like, me staying busy is a must. Like, if I sit around, I'm going to find something to do. It's probably not going to be the best. And so I've got to stay busy, and just understanding, because like, man, the unemployment rate for blind people is like 70% or more. The jobs they try to get blind people to do, there's no fulfillment, and you're not going to make hardly any money, for most of the things. And so for me, that ain't living. Like, I look around me and like, even family, it's like friends, family. It would be so, to me, it would be so unfulfilling living that way. So I don't have an option to like, I want to provide for my family, my kids. I want to be able to give them the life that I've always wanted, they've always probably dreamed of. So that's what drives me. So
Dude,
making excuses won't help, man.
unbelievable, man. And I have a funny feeling that like everything that you've ever done, whether it's, sales, like you talked about, I know that's what you've been doing for years. Dude, tell these guys what else you're involved in. Like, tell them like some of the physical stuff, because I gotta ask, dude. So tell them real quick what some of the shit you've done.
So if you look on my profile, you'll see a few videos, and the way me and Cody met. So yeah, funny enough. So it's perfect. Kind of the way I met Cody was in 2018 or 19. I think it was 18, but we play a sport we both play. It's called beep baseball. It's God, I wish I had one around here. I don't have one. But it's a big old, it's like 16 inches in circumference. So it's bigger than a normal softball. And everybody that plays is blindfolded. So, sighted people can technically play, but everything is sound. Everything is placed from sound. And, that's what I really was traveling this whole year, was playing beat ball, and working out was, like you talked about, when I first lost my sight, I competed in a bodybuilding competition. I've shrunk a little bit since then, but it's back on the radar since we got things going. But yeah, no, I have a very addicting personality. So everything I go into, like, if I'm doing it, I'm gonna do it. And so that's yeah. So.
I love that. So you do, it's called beat baseball, right?
Right. Yep.
And it's basically, let's call it like softball, but with sound.
Yep.
Instead of sight. You have been in a bodybuilding competition, you work out basically every day. And then, dude, this is the crazy one. You golf.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm looking to, I've played one time since going blind, and yeah, if we ever
How
get
does
together,
that work?
we're gonna play some. So really, it's honestly not much. Like, you just have it's just a normal golf course. And so, like, say me and you went and played golf. The one time I played, we played captain's choice, so that helped a lot, because I am bad about slicing the ball or hooking it. But yeah, I mean, you just really, like, the way I got the guy, like the way I learned golf was I lay a club down, I point it where I want to I put both my toes on it, and they tell me, yeah, you're about 90 yards. So I know I'll use it like a nine iron, hit it and hope for the best.
That's hilarious, dude.
It's one of those things though, like with the right guidance, with the right spotter, you can you can do it.
And check this out, bro. I just thought of this. If you ever freaking smash somebody's cart and you're like, sorry, bro, like I would have yelled 4, but I didn't know. You could actually pull the card there.
It's the blind card is always pulled sometimes.
I love that, bro. Well, dude, I want to leave a little bit of time for people just to ask questions, but dude, the thing that whenever people like you, and I have another person that you remind me a lot of. It's a friend of mine, very different, but like when he was little, he fell off a tractor and his arm got caught under it. And so he actually had to amputate his arm. And dude, I met him because we're playing basketball, and my dad was my coach, and my dad, he's like, hey, everyone, don't be a dick, and like, suffocate that kid, like whatever. And we go out there and kicks our ass, dude. He's freaking shooting threes. And like the
Yep.
next time out, my dad's like, all right, this kid's not messing around. Anyway, this kid actually is on the coaching staff for the Kansas City Chiefs now.
Oh,
Yeah, but dude, it's just cool because whenever I walk away from conversations with him or like now with you, it's not only are you doing it, but you're doing it in a positive manner. And that's the thing that I think is cool is like, you can choose to freaking go about life and be like, oh shit, problem, GMB of Google ads, recession, or you can go, okay, this business, if I had my site, sure, it'd be a little bit easier, but how do we make it work? Even though we have, this challenge, we can't make it work. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like it's kind of a cutthroat way to put it, but at the end of the day, no one cares that I'm blind. Like my bank account don't care I'm blind. Like it that ain't gonna, so that's why it's just one of those things, like it is what it is and move on past it. And yeah, a lot of times it's so funny, man. People, when I meet new people, they think like, and I can't, before I lost my sight, I was probably the same way because I never met many blind people. It's like, we're normal people, we just can't see.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Anyway, my hope with this call, by the way, this has been super awesome for me because I've been wanting to just hear your story and everything. But my hope is that there's some people out there that hear this, that they're on right now, or that hear this and go, okay, shit, what's my excuse, right? I've been in this program twice as long as Justin, 3 times as long as Justin, or the same amount of time as Justin and Cody. Shout out to Cody. We'll get him on the next time.
Yep.
But I don't have a deal yet, right? Why do, and I would ask you, this is the question I want you to rhetorically ask yourself, you who doesn't have a deal yet. Why do you not have a deal yet? What is your excuse? Because Justin figured it out, Cody figured it out, and they actually have an excuse if they so chose to use it. You don't. And we're talking about real problems, not Google ads and this and the recession. We're talking about actual things. So I wanted you, instead of, I'm always like up here screaming of like, I've taken that approach, and I think to some people that lights a fire into their ass. And I'm hoping with this is more of like an inspirational approach of like, dude, whatever it is, whatever I think my issue is, like, figure out a way to figure it out. I mean, like you said, I love what you just said. Whatever your problem is, nobody cares. Like at the end of the day, everyone's concerned about themselves. And I mean, I'd argue with you. Of course, people care, but I know what you're trying to say, right?
You get what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm starting a business, like they're not, like, at the end of the day, if I'm not we got people we should have, which I'd like to ask you, Nick, on your opinion on these two, but we should have, like, we've got another deal closed. Like, we're deciding, do we want to take it or not? Like, it's just not what we are asking price, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, no one cares, because if you're not getting that business results, they may give you a little sympathy card that you're blind, but I don't tell people I'm blind unless it gets brought up. I mean, it's just one of those. Yeah, it's one of those things. Choose how you choose what you want to crutch.
That's
on.
cool. Good for you, bro. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. But that line is so important. I think that's the takeaway from the call is like, nobody cares what your problem is. Your bank account doesn't care. Your business owner doesn't care. Nobody else cares. So you can either sit there and feed yourself a story, or you can say, all right, this isn't going to get me closer to my goal. So I need to figure out a workaround. And I'm guessing 99% of those things that most of you guys are using as your excuse is a bunch of bullshit, and it's not a real problem. So anyway, bro, I want to see, does anyone have any questions for Justin? It could be, I mean, dude, I was so
drop them in.
What's up?
I said, drop them in. I'm an open book.
I was so curious about the golf. I was curious about okay, I have a question.
Hunting. Hunting is another one that's a new.
You hunt?
Oh yeah.
How did you
this
hunt?
weekend, Nick? There's gonna be. I've not killed a deer. I've only went duck hunting when I could see. But yeah, you got a spotter. That's the way it works. I got a spotter, and the sight is like a digital scope, so it's got a screen.
So like when the dot's hitting the animal, kind of a thing.
So we're working on, that's in the works. That's using technology. I'm working on a project with that, but no, it's just basically they'll get you on target and they'll tell you when to shoot, especially for safety too. You know, you gotta have
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. Okay, let's see what we got. Well, first of all, so guys, what we got is if you guys have any questions for Justin, great. I'm gonna go through these really quick and then I'm gonna respect his time and let him go because we all have money to make and deals to do. And freaking, what do we got? Like 2 weeks left in the year, guys. Unbelievable. So, real quick though, Josh Meek says, wow, he probably said that when you said that you were blind, which shocked me as well. Eugene said he was prospecting in Gastonia. So if you
it's a
see
good spot.
Yeah.
We haven't went into anything in Gastonia, but it's like I can tell you, I live 15 minutes from it. It's a good spot.
I have definitely done due diligence in Gastonia. I can't say I've ever done an actual project there, but I've definitely looked at it on the map and go, oh, that's a good city. Let me check that out. But I don't think I've ever done a project there, but I know where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Jackson says, I want double Uzi Dora on my team, which Justin, I have this mural that my guy painted for me, and we took all the like all these random characters. So like I have Dora the Explorer, Princess
Uzis.
And Dora has a Joker mask and 2 Uzis.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then Princess Peach has like a rifle and a mask, and then let's see.
Dude, I could so see that being like a tattoo or something. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a cool mural. It was totally, and then we got Mr. Monopoly is like there's like a table with like the whole skyline, and he's like running the show. It's pretty dope. So
that would make sense.
Anyway, all right, let's see. Eugene, man, this is truly inspiring. Thanks for sharing, Justin Holland. That's Eugene. Thanks, bro. Eugene is a stud, man. Eugene went from 8 to 9 grand to 30K in about 4 months time. So great resource if you want to connect with him. Let's see, Leonard, what's up, Leonard, bro? I haven't seen Leonard since I saw him a couple months ago. What is going on? He said inspirational, fire lit. Okay, Tim Osborne. Okay, Tim Osborne said, how much money and ad spend did you invest to get this client?
Oh, great question, because that's what we're trying to get everything dialed in as far as a business account to track all that. It was probably around 1,500.
Okay.
Yep. So it did take a little bit. And I'll tell you this though. So to talk about the other deals. So our first, not our first, so the first place was concrete, and we kind of decided just to table side it until probably here in a month or so. We got some concrete places that we're just waiting to flip the switch. But we did a tree service, gave the dude I should have vetted, like, you know, learning process. The business wasn't big enough to take us on. They couldn't handle probably enough work, but they would have came on if we would have agreed to 500 a month. So that could have been a deal, but I didn't want to take that because that's too low.
Right.
And then right now I have another tree service guy, $600 a month. So Nick, would you do, so here's the deal. And I completely agree where this guy's coming from. So we've sent him 3 leads.
Okay.
The second one closed for $1,000. So he made his money.
Okay.
The problem is these 3 leads came in over like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And so he's worried about volume, which I'm completely with him. Like it's horrible right now. But what if, like, here's the deal. Like he's already said, yeah, we'll do 600 for 3 months. And if you're giving me good results, he sounds very similar to the dude that you closed in that closing call you put on YouTube, but down in Myrtle. But yeah, so like what would you say? Like, because my thing is, if we do 3 months 600 and if we do what we say we're gonna do, he's gonna
So okay, well, I'm gonna get to that. Let me ask you this really quick to wrap up, because with Tim's question. So
yep.
The ad spend, how was that across all the different campaigns that you ran?
Yes.
Okay. How much? I think what maybe he was asking is like how much
for this one
towing. Yeah, with this one.
So for this one deal, it lasted about a week. So by the time we turned on the ads and closed the person, do $20 a day times 7. I mean, you're looking at less than $300.
That's damn near what I always say. So yeah, that makes sense. And sometimes that's the interesting part is like, you know, because it sounds like just with what you're saying, you probably ran 5 or 6 campaigns. You tried a bunch of different niches, cities, and it's like Cool. Well, in 2 months, you just made all that back and you got to try the different niches. So, but specifically now that you have this dialed in with towing, that specific one, cost you $150. Basically, the deal's for $850. How much is your daily spend? You said $20 a day.
20. So we're profiting $350 a month.
Love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I just want to make sure we wrap that up with, because that was a good question that Tim had. So back to your question that you had for me, which is this tree service deal. So he's wanting to do $600 a month. How much are you doing with ads? $20 a day?
Yeah. So we wouldn't make anything for the first 3 months. The thing is, he's a killer business owner. He's the dude's crushing it. And so I know he's going to that's why he closed that one lead. I mean, I know he's going to close deals. It's just really for me, it's kind of, to me, it makes sense. It's yeah, I'm not going to make anything for these 3 months, but for one, once I get his site ranked, and for two, if I do what I say I'm going to do, he's going to pay me more.
Do you think he would have would he wiggle at all if you said, hey bro, I'm actually going to be spending like that or more than that in ads? Could you do?
I was going to come back at 650.
Yeah, I would. So here's what I would do is I would go to him and I would just be straight up with him. And I'd say, hey, look, just so you know, the long-term strategy, and it'd be I don't want to go too in depth, but long-term strategy, we're going to get you ranked on page 1. Okay. And what's going to happen? What's his name? Let's
Mark.
call him Mark.
You ready for his last name?
Yeah.
Ingram. Mark Ingram.
Of course.
We're about to sign on Mark Ingram.
I love it, dude. You're going after celebrities. So, okay, Mark. So this is the exact conversation. I say, Mark, so here's the strategy. We're going to rank you long-term. Just so you understand how this works, once you're ranked, it's not going to cost me near as much to get these leads. In the interim, while we're ranking, I'm literally going to be spending $20 a day. And the way that Google does it is $20 times 30.4. It's going to cost me $608 just to run the ads. It's not even including my time. So, Mark, what if we did this? What if you help me out a little bit? What if we do this? And I would go higher. I would say, what if we do something at just a 3-month deal? We do it for $800 a month. You know exactly how much I'm making. And at the end of the 3 months, if you can help me get a Google My Business, which I just need an address and, whatever. My goal would be to help get us ranked organically. That's the play. And then as we start to get some organic leads, then I'll try my very best to keep that price at or around 800, even once we're ranking. So I would just shoot him straight and be like, dude, at that price, I would love to do it, but I'm not going to I'm actually going to lose money. And that's not even including my time. However, if you would be down and you have a good feeling about this partnership, give me a little bit more so I have a little bit to cover my time, and let's do a 3-month deal. We'll do everything we can to get you leads. And also, it's going to pick up because the season's going to change and it's going to get warmer, and just naturally, if nothing else changes, it's going to pick up. So I would definitely hit him higher. I'd hit him at 800 and just hit him, say, dude, I'm going to be, my hard cost in this thing, $608 without even paying for hosting or my time.
So you're going to tell them that, and then just kind of, would you though, if they're not budging, would you do that other deal though?
I might do that other deal. And then what I might do is I might bump the ads down to $15 a day. And then I would just, do everything that I could to get the Google My Business listing going, get the organic going. And I mean, I'd have to be making a little bit of money to make it worth my time. But yeah, if he agrees to 600, cool. Then I'll drop the budget to, $15 a day and focus on my ads or whatever, and just get, a Google My Business. So, yeah, I mean, but you can DM me. We can talk a little bit more. I'll get a little more context, but I would first start at the 800 mark and just explain. And everyone gets weird. They're like, oh, I don't want to tell the business owner that I'm running ads. Dude, who cares? It's was this guy running ads when you called him?
Yo, he's spending he's canceling some newspaper ads. So he's spending a lot. It ain't the money. That's not the objection. It's, and I understand, because it's just been so slow. He's worried about spending 800 a month and only getting 3 leads.
So say this, or you could say this. You could do something like this. You could say, hey, let's do a hybrid. Let's do a 6-month deal. We'll do $600 for the next 3 months, and then the last 3 months, assuming that this picks up, let's bump it up to 1,000. And you could do some kind of a escalated contract.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No.
But
I'll have to get creative.
or the hybrid is let's just do 800 across the board, and you're going to get a few less leads for the next 3 months, but you're going to get a lot more than that last 3. But I'm not going to charge you more.
Yep.
So cool.
Okay. Now it makes sense.
Beautiful. All right, dude. But yeah, message me privately and we'll if you want. But yeah, that's probably what I would do. I'm always open to like, I mean, at the end of the day, bro, right? If he's paying and you're even if you are breaking even, you're building an asset, right?
That's what I look at it, because I know this area, like as soon as for one, it's been crappy weather. Like the weather's been sucky this whole month. So I know that's why like I'm almost okay with doing it, but at the same time, I don't want to I want to break even. That's why the other dude, like I just turned away and said, no, I can't do that for 500. Like the other deal we would have had. It's just like, but no, it makes perfect sense.
Or you could get creative too. I mean, there's a lot of ways you could say, hey, cool, I'll do it for 600, but you got to give me X% of each job you close. Like, and that's not, I wouldn't do that on a ton of deals, but where you're just getting going, you got one deal in the bag and you're trying to, in the beginning, sometimes you do things that you wouldn't do when you're making $100,000 a month, but that's
exactly what I was going to say. And that's why I was like, maybe I should have worked with that other dude a little more, just because just had the cash flow. Cause like 3 months goes by, we're ranked, we're going to be more profitable. And he signs on for $1,000 a month.
Also, Tim just had a good comment. He said, and by the way, Tim, I call Tim Mr. Bark Licker. And I'll tell you why later, but that's his name is Bark Licker, like the tree.
I like it.
He likes to lick trees, just in case.
He don't hug them, he licks them.
Yeah, he likes to lick trees. He said, this is a good idea. He said, ask for referrals and some intros with the business owners. That's another thing you could do is like, hey.
Oh, I love that. Because he's like, yes, he's already, okay, great suggestion, Tim, because that's the way that like it's valuable for us, but it doesn't cost him anything.
And where that towing is going to be good for the next couple months, the holidays, everything, maybe you could do the due diligence on all the different cities around where he's at and be like, hey, do you know anyone that does towing in XYZ city?
Yep. That's a great idea because it wouldn't cost him anything.
Yeah. Tim just said that too. He said towing clients can be good. Yeah, guys, I sit here and I shit on towing and all this stuff. And it's like, I don't love towing, but like, I will tell you that when I first started out, I had a couple towing. I still have a towing client, but it's been 3 years since I did another one. I'm not opposed to hustling to getting deals when you need them. I'm just talking about scale. I'm not interested in doing towing in 50 different locations, but if you're just starting out and you want to throw together a couple towing deals and especially this time of year, go for it, man. Go get some money coming in. And it's an asset is an asset. And the asset that I have, I'm only making $500 a month, but it's damn near 100% margin. Might be running like $3 a day. It's some stupid amount. And I haven't talked to the guy in 2 years and it's like, cool. It's literally mailbox money. So,
you just gotta be like, my only thing with tow, like it's not our long-term plan. We wanted to get a few up, like you said, have the assets, get a little cash flow so we can take that cash, make more money with actually.
And you're only going to get better at the process, which is going to help you. And on top of that too, is like, the thing I like about towing is usually the cost per click, you can get really cheap leads, right? That's why
$2.
Yeah, that's why like you probably, I'm sure you racked up way more in tree service and concrete with your cost per click than with towing. It's like, dude, you got leads coming in. I've had leads come in hours sometimes.
Yeah.
So anyway, dude, thank you for jumping on, bro. I'm pumped to just see like, man.
Just wait. 2023 is, I can't wait, man. It's
what's your goal? What's your goal? What's your goal for 2023?
50K a month.
I have no doubt you can do that, man. There's no,
it's gonna happen. Hold me accountable. Everybody, I'm like, that's what I'm saying, man.
So basically you need to be around 16.5 by the end of March, right?
Right. Yep.
So you got about 4. Yeah, it's not crazy, dude. It's the math is there. It's nothing.
Well, you just said it though, like the past couple months it takes me and Cody longer to learn. It does take us longer, but now that we've learned the process, we're better at picking out locations. It's a lot quicker to get a location up and going. We can have it up and going in a day and leads coming in a couple of days. So
yeah. And you're only going to get better at it, man. And that's what I love about the fact of this business model is it's like, we're not in one of those businesses where you just landed a client and it's like, cool, if he quits, you're screwed. if he quits, the guy you still have an asset. You still carry over something. So real quick, Sherwood just said, my name's Justin. Yeah. Okay. Here's a comment. It said, my name's Justin. It feels like you're talking to me. LOL. I have had a few problems starting out, had to buy a laptop, had to replace a phone, still more motivated. So
Yeah, I can tell you this too, like when it comes to like, I'm in the best place I've ever been in my life financially, but 5, 7, 6 years ago, I think my first program I ever invested in, and it's like 6K, didn't have the money. I feel like that's, man, like when you get put in those places, I have that itch now without the pressure, but when you get put in that place and get that pressure, it's like you said, man, there's only one option, and that's to get your money back. Or
same. That was mine. I bought my first one for 6K, and at the time I just bought a house and I was doing door-to-door sales, and I had a baby on the way, and I already had a kid, and I was like, dude, I remember I had to do like a $800 a month payment plan. I ended up spending like $2,000 extra on interest, and I was like, there's no other option for me. I have to do this. So
yeah.
But dude, this has been inspirational for me. I know it has for other people too, just from the aspect of like, shit, man, there's so much. That's what's so exciting. It's like, we have the internet, we have this tool, we can literally reach anybody. We can do this from anywhere. We can set our schedule. We can play beat baseball. Is it beat ball or beat baseball?
We call it both. Most of us call it beat ball, but it's
So
beat baseball, beat ball. Yeah.
We can play beat ball in the morning, work for 2 hours in the afternoon, golf in the afternoon, and then do another 3 hours of work. Like, you could set your schedule, do it how you want, where you want, when you want. Like, I get stoked. I get giddy about it because I just don't know anything. I have not seen anything that just even touches this. So anyway, bro, thanks for your time. I know it's valuable. Tell Cody thanks, and next time we will get both of you guys on here. All right,
we'll get him on when we'll get Cody on when we can get him away from Costco.
Let's do it, man.
That's the goal. That's going to happen this year. But yeah, man, and if anybody has questions or wants to message me, I'm reach out. I probably don't have a ton of insight. I'm still learning with the business, but yeah, man, anybody can reach out if they want and ask questions.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, man. Hey, appreciate you guys. And also, just as the last note, watch in the group, or I guess Justin, listen, right? Real quick, Facebook feed. Do you scroll it and it tells you what you're seeing?
I swipe. Yeah, I just swipe. I keep swiping right, and it'll
read. It'll read like the text and stuff.
Yeah, it reads text, and images now. It with AI.
It's
so crazy. Yeah, I mean, there's something, if anybody that just has so much time, they need extra things to do. But if you post a picture on Facebook or Instagram, actually, SEO, you guys should know this, alt text. Yep. That's actually for us, because our phones, that screen reader, when I scroll over an image on a picture on a website, so Cody does this on all of our websites, but it'll say like tow truck facing blah, blah, it'll describe whatever you type in there. So it's good for SEO, but it does read it out for us and describe it.
So I got to ask, when I post like a selfie, does it say like picture of jacked badass?
It's close.
I'm just kidding.
We'll go with that.
It's like picture of blonde male that looks like a douchebag. And you're like, oh, that's Nick.
Oh, no picture from Nick. Yeah.
Just kidding, dude. Selfie of blonde douchebag. That's Nick. Another selfie. Anyway, bro, appreciate your time, man. I'll be hitting you up.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Okay, see you. Bye.